Howdy, 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 my name is Anachi Sasuke, and welcome to episode 50 of Let's Read Homestuck. In the last episode, this conversation right here happened, where Rose and Dave talked about the fact that they need to listen to the horror terror gods in the further ring, or outer ring, or whichever. Yeah, the furthest ring. Furthest ring. About what they need to do with the Green Sun, and whether or not John is successful. Oh, it's the battlefield. You mean with the quest you're sending him on? Yes. Is there anything you do that's not sending dudes on quests? Nothing whatsoever. So he's gotta get the cancer out of Sky, right? Yes, the tumor. Yeah. So what's the tumor do? I mean, the tumor. Jeez, can we stop with the fancy colored text bullshit? I guess so. I thought it was more fun that way. Well, okay, you can keep doing it then. Thanks. Black the Tumor Black is quite a large growth at the center of the battlefield. He won't be able to remove it without fully realizing his abilities. Okay, cool, what is it? Can you promise you won't tell him? It would probably make him more nervous than he needs to be if he knew. Okay, I won't say anything. Just tell me. It's a bomb. It is set to detonate precisely when the reckoning ends. This is how long we have to put this plan into motion. What the hell is a bomb doing in there? It could be a feature of any session not meant to bear fruit. A means to wipe out a null session rather than leaving it lingering in paradox space for eternity. Or it could be a mutation specific to our session. I really don't know. First time for everything, I guess. Seriously, where'd you get all this info? Did you get it all from the gods? Are these just a bunch of orders you're following? Not exactly. They've urged me in certain directions and guided my exploration. I've obtained some answers from them, but ultimately this idea is mine. Plus I have other sources. One in particular has been quite illuminating. What? I've been referring to him as an informant when people ask, which isn't often. What, you mean a troll? No, it's a man who exists in another universe. He wants to die. Sounds like a really credible dude. Sign me up for trusting everything he says. Only this isn't as credible as the omniscient tend to be. Oh, so he knows everything. Yeah, I think that's what omniscient means. But maybe I'll ask him about that, since he's the omniscient one. Even if he is omniscient, which he probably isn't. What if he's just lying? He says he doesn't lie. For some reason, I believe him about that. He's a convincing fellow. Why does he want to die? He no longer has a purpose now that he's done everything required to summon his master. As a first guardian, he's completely indestructible. Well, almost completely. Wait, what? His power is derived from the same source as Earth's guardian, and conveniently, that of our nemesis as well. Okay, I get it now. When John delivers the tumor, and I do mean the tumor, I and I alone will navigate the furthest ring, and I will destroy the sun. By which I do mean the green motherfucking sun. In case it wasn't clear, I won't be coming back. Whoa, fuck! A suicide mission? Are you serious? No, bullshit, that's not happening. Hey look, suddenly everything we just talked about was useless because it's time to make a plan that doesn't fucking suck. Let's not be so dramatic. I was talking about my dream self. She's the one who won't be returning. Oh. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Those fuckers are all kinds of mad expendable. Way to leave me hanging there. For someone who's cool saying, let's cool it on the drama, the whole I won't be coming back thing is a pretty theatrical bombshell for future reference. That's true. Your outburst was pretty sweet, though. Yeah, I know. So when do I do my thing? Make this map, which I guess is just kind of like a solid black piece of paper? This is gonna be fucking stupid, isn't it? If there's one thing you have more than any of us, it's time. So, whenever you like. As long as, conventionally speaking, it's quite soon. Alright, so dog it as long as possible. Then travel back to about now and go to sleep. Sure. And if you have trouble going to sleep, maybe you can ask your patron troll to trick the telepathic one into putting you to sleep again. What? Each one of us seems to have a troll infatuated with helping us. Haven't you noticed? No? What about the psychopath who's currently helping you? Oh yeah, Terezi. Nah, she's cool. Isn't the camaraderie blossoming into some sort of interspecies whatever? It's blossoming into an interspecies partnership and incredibly shitty cartooning. What do you mean get her to trick someone into putting me asleep again? When did that happen? Just now? Who did that? That would be John's patron troll. God, fucking trolls, too many of them. Who can even keep track of this shit? Which one's yours? Is it the absurd Juggalo one? That would be hilarious. There's a Juggalo one? Yeah, see what I mean? She's contacting me now, actually. Oh, okay. Well, I'm suddenly not interested, so go talk to your fairy god troll. I'll be over here paving the way for your elaborate dream suicide. When I feel like getting around to it, I mean. Thanks! Later. Rose, answer your fairy god troll. Kanaya began trolling Rose. Since the gap between your present moment and the implementation of your mystifying self-destruction continues to narrow, this will be the last conversation in which I attempt to talk you out of it nicely. I explained this. The intent isn't true self-sacrifice. First of all, you're underestimating the gravity of a dream death. It's a pretty serious thing, okay? And dream selves are important to a person in ways that aren't always obvious. I think you're being frivolous, but that's not really the sentiment reinforcing the exoskeleton of my argument. Soon you will be blacked out of Trollian's viewport, and I have no explanation for this, and neither do you, so I'll just assume the worst and you should too. Are you sure it's not because I'm sleeping? I've seen you sleep before, you're just asleep. On screen, peaceful and harmless and posing no threat to anyone. Unless I guess you are up to mischief in your dreams, which I cannot rule out. Actually, that's probably what you do in your sleep. What was I thinking? Shh. What? Blah, blah, blah. Right, sorry. I'm saying this is a special case. It's foreboding and disconcerting, and you're being reckless. You're right. I can't explain why I go dark on your monitor, but I'm confident in my plan. I have it under control. Your hubris is really astonishing. Easily twice the mass of a universe, I think. That it hasn't collapsed on itself into a tiny lavender singularity is the most striking Marvel paradox space has coughed up yet. Maybe it did. Maybe that's what went wrong. We figured it out. No, please stop. Humor won't deflect my really big and important tirade, okay? You're investing too much confidence in evil gods who oppose Sky and your true purpose, and I can't abide that, and as difficult as this is for me to confess, I think your plan is very dangerous. And so are you. Oh? Yes, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to devote all my efforts to stopping you. I'm sorry to hear that, Kanaya. What did you have in mind for this new and exciting adversarial phase of our relationship? I'm so glad you asked. You see, I've been training a powerful wizard. Yes, your shout pole is like a tower broadcasting your fear across the ring, and you're right to be afraid. I have commissioned none other than the legendary Prince of Hope, and I am teaching him the ways of white sorcery. I have observed your methods, and you will come to the most unwelcome realization that all of your guile and cunning has finally backfired. This noble magician of pure light will serve as the counterpoint to your arcane debauchery. He will hunt you down, and goodness and hope will prevail. Is it too late to throw myself at your mercy? Yes, it's much too late for that. I see. Then clearly I will have to prepare for this soul-sundering duel whilst making my own funeral arrangements. Oh yes, I do believe securing a corpse box would be prudent, fitted to dimensions suited to your myriad of unassembled leaky body parts in aggregate. What will herald the arrival of this swift and righteous thaumaturge? Will I be blinded by the fearsome lashes of light ribboning from the incandescent coastline of his beauteous aura? Should I borrow my friend's sunglasses? Yes, definitely do that. Wait, I hope that wasn't too emphatic. Maybe at this point I should clarify this is all a big joke. Yeah, I was getting that. You don't always have to tip your hand, Kanaya. You were doing well. I was? Okay, great. I think what I find most challenging about human insincerity-based humor is the degree of commitment to the fantasy which is apparently requisite. We take it very seriously. I mean to say, the gesture of hostility in this case was the joke. I did in fact train this character. I made him a wand to shut him up. Wait, you did? Really? He wouldn't stop harassing me for your secrets? That's incredible, well done. He's the one with the royalty complex and speaks with all the extra V's and W's. Oh, I knew exactly who you were talking about from the start. Okay. I must say, this little project pleases me. Do keep me apprised of all future developments. Okay, I will. At least until my looming grim dark death steals me away. Yeah, that is still something that I don't really want to joke about. I hope that came across as a sincere statement. Jade, answer fairy god troll. Adios, Terator began trolling Garden Gnostic. Hey, Jade! Oh, hi! I remember you. You talk to me a lot in my dreams. Yeah, but now I'm talking to you being awake because your robot can't type because it had an explosion? Yep! That's because my dream self died. Pretty catastrophically. Oh no! I'm definitely pretty sorry to hear that. Thanks, but I think I'm okay. I felt pretty shaken up at first, though. Yes, I did too. I spent so long sleeping and dreaming and playing on Prospect that being awake was made to feel weird and I didn't like it for a while. Yeah, I've done a lot of sleeping myself. Oh yes, I know, but I saw you. You were awake a lot too. After a certain moment, I spent just about every waking hour being asleep. Wow, why did you sleep so much? It was just a better way to be. More peaceful and fun, and I guess there was something that happened that was incredibly terrible and sad, and made me feel terrible and sad and sleepy, so I slept a lot. Oh no, what happened that was so terrible? I'd prefer that the thing I want to talk to you about not turn into that topic. Okay, sorry for prying. What did you want to talk about? I wanted to ask you permission. I would have asked permission the first time, but at the time you were not able to give it or talk or anything. Permission for what? To commune with your Lusses. With Beck? What do you mean by commune? And what do you mean the first time? You did it before? Yeah, it means to talk to him and suggest he do something which is good for him and also for people he likes. Oh, like a psychic power? Yes. Pretty sweet. When did you do it before? Oh, very recently, personally speaking. But for you, it was very long ago. And it was a really good example, I think, of exactly why Wigglers should not be allowed to dual-wield flintlock pistols. What? So I did the liberty of communing with your Lussus, which I hope wasn't out of line, but like I said, you were unavailable. By which I mean unavailably small? So then I communed with him to use his amazing powers to intervene and reroute the projectile away from the path that would have harmed you, and also, as a wonderful bonus and coincidence, it happened there was a felon on your property. It was, I think, surely an aging rogue who was very much keen on intruding between your really nice-looking family, and as fortune would have it, the small missile was redirected into the senior interloper's chest, and he died. Oh my god, that wasn't a senior interloper, I'm pretty sure you're talking about my grandpa! Oh, and if I'm interpreting correctly, you're saying you used Beck to make me shoot him? Oh, that's so awful! What's a grandpa? Oh boy. Okay, it is basically an old man who serves the same role as I guess a Lussus does on your planet? He was like my dad, he took care of me! Well, that is a really weird cultural thing, I guess. Sigh. Sorry then about my cultural ignorance. Well, I'm not blaming you or anything, it sounds like you were just trying to help, and you did save my life, but, I mean, jeez! Talk about a misunderstanding. Well, now I feel very stupid, but I don't think I will give in to bad self-esteem this time about this. It's important to stay confident about stuff, don't you agree? Sure? And I think this is a good opportunity for us to bond and become closer in an emotional way, probably. It is? Oh yeah, see, the funny thing is I also killed my Lussus by accident. I mean, my Lussus that was a little fairy bull, not an old man with a huge gun. Oh no, how did that happen? I murdered him inappropriately with a four-wheel device. What kind of device? Like, the kind basically for cripples to sit in and roll around. Oh, you mean a wheelchair? I guess that's a way to call it. How did that happen? Well, I was sitting in it, being crippled like usual, and he got under the wheel in his nap. I'm so sorry. Also, I didn't realize you were paralyzed. Not that I'm saying sorry for that. That would be rude, I think. I'm just saying I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, it's okay on both things. He came back to life for a while and could talk, and that was fun, and also, I'm not paralyzed anymore. Oh? No, I have robot legs, and I feel great, and I can walk. Wow, nice. Well, yes, it is truly nice. I am a new and different guy, mostly being not physically handicapped is most certainly the key to having high self-esteem. That? I don't know if I agree with that. Oh, absolutely. Take it from me as what fact is true, and now I feel emboldened to do bold things that heroes should do, like save the life of a pretty girl and kill the fiendish old man who, whoops, wasn't fiendish and you loved him, sorry. Well, that's good, I guess. I just wish maybe you told me what was happening when I was younger. I spent years wondering about it. When I was really young, I was sure the doll sitting across from him did it, and for a long time I was terrified of the evil blue girl. She sort of haunted my childhood, and I had trouble sleeping for a long time. But of course I got older and realized that was silly, but then I just speculated that maybe it was suicide, which was just a really sad thing to think about. Wow, yeah, I totally blew that when I guess I could still tell you about it in your past. But even if you do, I don't remember you doing so. Oh, then I guess I won't. Okay. But yeah, irregardless, this is likely to be exactly the kind of thing not to stand in the way about good feelings about myself. I mean, I saw that your lust has saved you anyway in advance, and I just wanted to make it possible so that I was the one involved with being the hero there, to save you, like, to put myself into your story in a brave capacity, because that's what feeling good and positive about yourself is all about. Wow, you sound really confused to me. Absolutely, I am confused like a fox. The kind that has high self-esteem. You're incredibly silly. I can't really tell to what extent you're joking around here. I understand that, and jokes happen, yes, but feeling great about yourself is not a joking issue. It is heavy-duty business, and needs to be given all the seriousness that sad things get. I've learned that from my friends, and also from Rufio. Rufio? Yes, he's a fake. What do you mean fake? A fake guy I made up imaginarily. He never stops being a thing that's not real. Oh, like an imaginary friend. Okay. I'm pretending that being fully honest about Rufio's fakeness, and being upfront about his general fraudulence, that it will only give me extra confidence. I'm pretending that as hard as I can, in the most confident way, which makes it partially more true. That sure is a philosophy you have there. Yes, being confident is always about saying and doing the things you feel. Even if the afraid part of you says, no, please, don't do that. Like, here's the thing I'm afraid to say to you, Jade, but I'm too confident now to let my afraidness make me feel terrible. Oh? Well, what is it? Remember I talked to you a lot when you were sleeping? Yes, and, we talked about lots of things, and we had some things in common, and it was nice. Sure! And I think, consequently, the emotional result is probably that maybe I have some red feelings for you. Red feelings? You mean, whoa, wait, really? Wow, that sure was a hard thing to say and made me feel incredibly nervous, but I said it because of my remarkable leg-powered self-confidence. And now I think that's all that's left is definitely your reciprocation about that, probably. Well, I don't think I can reciprocate. Uh-oh. I mean, you're nice, but I don't really know you. I don't even know your name. Oh gosh, how stupid can I be? I forgot to say I'm Tavros. Okay, Tavros, I don't know if you fully thought about this. You don't actually know me very well either. Oh yes, sure, I surely do. Because we had a number of spirited conversations wherein you were very nice and pleased to speak with me. Did I misinterpret that? Was it not actually niceness? Well, no, I was being nice because I like to be nice to people when I can, and when they're nice to me, but things are a little more complicated than that. You can't know someone just by a few conversations. I mean, I only talked to you when I was asleep. I'm kind of different when I'm dreaming. I forget things, and at times I'm not totally sure what's real. Don't you remember that's what it's like to dream on Prospect? Kind of. Sorry, I feel bad about having to disappoint you, but I don't know what else to say. But what about my attractive bravado and ignoring my instinctual cowardice hard enough to say that I like you? Isn't that supposed to be very attractive and encourage the major having of flushed feelings in others? I guess what I mean is, what about all my confidence? What do you think about that? Jeez, Tavros, I'm really flattered you like me and all, and that sure is confident of you to say so, and that's great, but I guess confidence is one thing, but there's also such a thing as being too forward, I guess. Wow, okay. I also think, and really this is just polite, friendly advice, that if you're really confident, you don't always have to say it all the time. Oh man, I'm sorry to say, it just comes off as a little insecure and off-putting and kind of defeats the purpose. And all things considered, I think we should just stay friends, or really continue building a friendship in the first place, since, like I said, we don't actually know each other that well. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, if I'm being realistic, I think that's what's reasonable to say to me. And I'll work on toning down my self-respect a little. No! You should have self-respect, just... Ah, boy, this is frustrating. Can we talk about this later? I have some things to do. Why don't we get back to the original point? Why did you want to commune with Beck again? Yes, of course, I wanted to get approval from you to commune him again, now that he's a sprite, to perpetrate one of my heroic ideas again. Oh, what is your idea this time? I will suggest to him that he attack your adversary, as well as ours, and maybe beat him to solve everybody's problems. Wow, I don't know about that. But I have great skill in commanding beasts to glory in battle, and yours is surely the strongest beast I've seen. But he's my best friend, and you already managed to get one of my family members killed. But according to my self-confidence, I think I'm pretty sure I can use his power to be successful. Whoops, pretend I didn't mention my self-confidence or say anything off-putting. But all of our adversaries have inherited his powers. I would imagine the strongest guy would have all his powers and then some. I'm really not comfortable with this. Oh. You said you're asking me permission first, and I appreciate that. But if you're asking, I'm afraid my answer is no. Okay, I respect that, but I wonder... What? I wonder if a truly self-confident guy, with the best self-esteem there is, would even need to ask? Maybe the best guy would just know he would be successful and would do it anyway, because it's for your own good and everyone else's. No way! That would be smug and arrogant, it would make you a bully! Later, if my friends and I want to ask back for help and decide that's our best hope, then that's our business. Until then, please just stop meddling. Wow, okay, you're right about all that. I'll respect your wishes. Or will I? No, don't. I'm serious. I think my headache is coming back. I was just making a joke, sorry. I guess us becoming a friendship doesn't have to happen now. No, it's fine. I just really don't want you to do that, okay? Yeah, I have to go now. Bye, Tavros. Garden Gnostic ceased being trolled by Audios Trader. Arachna's Grip began trolling Audios Trader. She's laughing at him. Oh my god, I cannot believe how hilariously pathetic that whole exchange was. Even by your wretched standards, Terradork. Oh god, I can't breathe. Absolutely priceless. Hey Vriska, that was supposed to be a private correspondence of a personal nature. How could you even be reading that? Tavros, sometimes your stupidity even surprises even me. Next time you decide to open your heart to an alien girl, make sure her chat client isn't being holographically projected for all to see, okay? Thief Terran to page. Whoops. It was so embarrassing just reading that, Tavros. I'm embarrassed. I'm actually feeling genuine embarrassment. Your obscene incompetence is actually polluting my otherwise pristine composure. Nice going! So, I don't care. Jade let you down too easy. She's too nice. Someone's gotta tear into you for that appalling display, and once again, guess whose shoulders that falls on? That's right, Vriska's as usual. I think she has the right amount of niceness personally, an amount that is some instead of none. Hey, I'm nice when it matters and where it doesn't strangulate the critical development of people I give a shit about, okay? Really, I don't know what you see in her. She's completely useless. Like you! Wait, of course, it makes sense! It makes perfect sense. You and she represent the ideal mate spritship. How could I have been so blind? Two perfectly pointless grubs in a bucket. No, I have too much self-confidence now to be upset by your scandalous imagery. I don't think she's useless, and I don't think I am either, because of new self-esteem obtained, remember? Oh, will you please stop going on about your fucking self-esteem? I will say this much about her. She was right about that. How insufferable can you get, prattling on and on about how confident you are? Tavros, you give confidence a bad name. I gave you all the chances in the world to earn it, to earn real confidence, and you failed! You couldn't even do one little thing I asked you to, the one thing that would have made you man up once and for all. So instead you flew away and cried, and decided to sleep away your sorrow for the rest of the adventure. Do you have any idea how sick that made me? Everything about you makes me sick. When you talk about your self-confidence, I throw up a little. You don't know what confidence is. Robo-legs don't give you confidence. That ain't no more true than saying my robo-arm gave me mine. See what I mean? Your confidence is faker than even the great Rufio himself. Lord of the Unreal. It's pure fiction. A false, fakey, fraudy con job from a wimpy loser, charlatan bullshit artist. It's shallow and nauseating, just like you. Do us all a favor and shut up about it. Okay, I think this is actually making me pretty mad. Yeah, right, I'll believe that when I see it, chump. I don't want you to mock me anymore. I don't know if my confidence is real or what, but I would like you to stop saying stuff like that to me, and to stop saying bad things about my friend Jade, too. Jade is an idiot. A useless, boring nobody. What has she done for her party other than fuck up every step of the way? What does she ever do but take naps and get in trouble? She's awful and you deserve each other. Oh wait, except she hates you! Even the boring, pointless girl hates you. Talk about a guy who can't get a break. Though I guess she's not completely useless. What do you mean by that? Okay, Tavros, I gave her credit for something, so I'll give you credit for something too. Your plan to control her lessons really wasn't a bad idea, and using your ability to save her life, LOL, was a pretty good way to test how effective your powers are across sessions. Pretty good way to practice, to know where you stand. Practicing your abilities is important, so when it comes down to using them for something that really matters, you know you're ready for prime time. I know this firsthand. I got lots and lots and lots of practice with your little guinea pig friend. So really, turns out she wasn't so useless after all. Far from it. Whoa. What are you saying you did? What are you saying you did to her? Not really the point. The point is I'm trying to pay you a compliment. At this point, you're so sad and disgusting you should treat anything nice anyone has to say about you like a chest full of shimmering boombucks. Okay, God. What? Like I said, your plan was solid. Controlling the Guardian to go after Jack was a fine idea. Sure would stir some shit up. Better than being an insignificant stuttering piece of trash all the time, I say. And you were definitely onto something about it. Irregardless, LOL, of her wishes. Because it's for her own good. That's what winners do. They do what is right for someone they care about, even if the other person does nothing but bitch and moan and act ungrateful about it. Better you learn late than never. In fact, I would go as far as saying that if you went ahead with her plan against her wishes, it might just earn you a smidgen of respect from me. We'll see. There's really just one catch. Oh? What's that? All those Nick Cage posters. The catch is, it's not going to work. What isn't? Are you even listening to me? Man, clear the Rufio wax out of your ears. You couldn't sink the Guardian on Nora even if you were inclined. Not even if I were to make you inclined. Why? Because you were dealing with a pro here. I already thought of that. I thought of everything. The Guardian is not going to attack the agents who engineered him in the first place, or who I should say were encouraged, LOL, to engineer him. I was striking a mutually beneficial arrangement. This is often the most effective way to manipulate others. I just sort of gave them an idea, nudged them along in the direction of seizing more power, which they wanted to do anyway. Remember, I already have a lot of experience getting these simple-minded agents to march to my drumbeat. I was exiling them left and right in our session. I'm an expert at this by now. Why would you do that? Tavros, at this point it should be obvious. I'm the unseen hand behind every major event in their session, and to some extent, their whole lives. At least those events not happening by the volition of their own natural incompetence. Don't you think this is how it should be? Shouldn't the greatest player leave her fingerprints on every step of the rise to power of her ultimate nemesis? Wow, no, I don't even know how to say all the ways I think that's crazy. But you must agree, because you were copycatting my idea. No, I wasn't. You were brazenly inserting yourself into Jade's history. The self-assertion plan was my idea, and it's revolting and cowardly for you to deny it. That was for a good thing, though. Ha ha ha, sure. Whatever you say. It's incredibly sad how outclassed you are, and it's actually depressing that you thought you could beat me at my own game. And then, most sickeningly of all, you don't own up to it. I have every angle covered already. The human session is on full circuit lockdown. Any effort you make to disrupt my plans will be laughable, just like everything you have ever done in your life. The only thing left to do now is prepare to kill Jack myself and save everyone's ungrateful asses. It's a shame you're not strong enough to take him on with me. Too bad you spent so long sleeping instead of turbo-leveling like me. We might have made a pretty awesome team. Oh well. Page retrieve arms. Okay then. All of your usual insulting things aside, my take on this is that you created our impossibly hard bad guy who wants to kill us, and by association, I guess that makes you the bad guy too, instead of a good guy who's just mean. Nice deduction. Wrong, excruciatingly linear and laced with sort of absolutes morons like to throw around, but nice! And that being the case, even though I'm terrified of you and not as strong or real confident, only mostly fake confident, yes? Go on. I think I'm going to have to stop you. Yeah, that's the spirit. Pretty weak slime threat there, but it's a start. Tell you what, if you can find me in this lab, you can have at me. I'll even give you a free shot. No funny business or anything. Okay then, here I come. I'll be waiting. Art. Happen. And then he tumbled down the stairs. Oh jeez. Andrew Hussey, ride. Yes. Hell yes. What the fuck? Hell. Fucking. Yes. And so came to an end the most heroic thing that ever happened in the history of metafiction. Let's move on. Air, level up. The windy thing subsides and clear skies prevail. You soar to the highest rung and rule over your echolader as the air transparent. Boom dollars fly. Air, cloud up. Oh, there's the clouds. The clouds have returned. The fireflies are still trapped. The spell remains unbroken. There is commotion behind you. A nearby village, perhaps? John, enter village. It's another walk around. Pick up serious business goggles. Pick them up. You re-equip serious business goggles. Would have sucked if you lost these. Answer Vriska. John! Congratulations! For what? You mean the windy thing? Did I actually do that somehow? Well, yes, you did. And I suppose congratulations are in order for that, too. But mostly, I'm congratulating you for gaining all the levels. Alright, I got to the top of my echolader somehow. I didn't even really think it had a top, or that I would get there so fast. So, I guess that's it then. Don't have to worry about leveling up anymore. That's pretty neat. Don't be ridiculous, John. While you may have technically gained all the levels just now, you did not truly gain all of them just yet. In a way, this is really just the beginning. It is. You are now ready to begin your ascent through the god tiers. Nobody I know was able to progress this far anywhere near as fast as, and you, John, not even me. And I can't tell you how proud I am. Wow, really? Okay, what do I do? From this point on, you can't make any progress while you're awake, so you've got to get to sleep. But not just any boring old nap will do. You need to go to sleep on a special bed. You must find your quest bed, John. That sounds pretty cool. Where is it? Not too far away, but rather than me telling you, why don't you talk to the locals and ask around? I've helped you get this far, but at some point you're going to have to start taking some steps all by yourself. I think you're ready for that. If you make the right decisions and play all your cards right, hell, you might even wind up at a higher tier than I did. I hope this turns out to be the case. I'm rooting for you all the way. Now get going and find that bed. Okay, I will. Thanks a lot, Vriska. The hell's that? Oh, let's try the conversation. Hello. You see it? It was there, after the windy thing. See what? Oh gosh, I can't think of the word. The big flat thing that's as wide as possible and up. The dark-colored ceiling that clouds stay under. You mean sky? Yes, it was so beautiful! I hope the witnesses will again one day before the end of my sadly short lifespan. Hey! I got a mini tablet! Let's see, let's go up the stairs. Talk. That was quite a bluster, wouldn't you say? It really had us all whipping around, our little legs flailing every which way. You must be talking about the windy thing. Yeah, sorry about that. What would you have to be sorry about? A great surge of the breeze like that could only be summoned by the air. It means he's finally come. This is so exciting. Please let me know if you see him. I thought for sure our mushroom was cooked. The green tragedy nearly consumed us all. The green tragedy? Oh, you mean the fire? Yes, word has spread of the global catastrophe. Thousands of lives were lost. Luckily, the air saved us. I'm gonna pop a big friendly bubble in his face if I'm ever lucky enough to meet him. Wow. Sounds like he's in for a treat. It's a can of tab. Oh yes, you've been dying to try this beverage for a long time. Perfect timing, too, since you're in need of a good sugar kick. This can should be jam-packed full of real, actual sugar. Ugh, this stuff sucks. It does. It really does. We must all come together and unify as a people after the terrible green tragedy. This harmonious union will mostly entail a lot of standing around and fidgeting hyperactively. Together! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! I can't wait for the air to visit our village! Hey, maybe he's here right now! Maybe if I blow my spit bubble to be big enough, it will catch the air's reflection, and I will be able to bask in his magnificence. Wait, I see someone in my bubble's reflection right now! Could it be? Could it? Oh, never mind, it's just a dumb boy with square glass shapes on his face. Hey! Is there anything up here? Stairs. I thought the spell was broken there for a moment. The clouds went away and the fireflies were all buzzing around acting disoriented, but then the clouds came back. To be honest, I was a little relieved. I've grown fond of them. And if the fireflies were to escape from above, I would miss them dearly. They're really pretty and they're my friends. Aww. All that commotion very nearly woke the slumbering one, I think. That would have been dreadful. But he is still asleep. I'm sure that only the air can wake him and break the spell over this land. It's said that the air will wake the denizen by playing a magical song only he can play, and when he wakes up, the air will meet the terrible beast face to face. It is then that he will be offered the choice. The nature of the air's triumph depends on what he chooses. Then the air will lead us all to a beautiful place with the most bristling insect furrows and the richest, dampest mushroom soil you could hope to farm. Or so the story goes. Probably a lot of bullshit if you ask me. Shh, listen. Do you hear that? He is so asleep, thank goodness. But when the windy thing was kicking up all that fuss, it sounded like he was not happy at all. It makes him absolutely furious when anyone other than him bends the breeze to his will. It is not pleasant for anybody. Luckily, there's only one person who can do that, and he is surely a mythical figure who only morons believe in. Got a smuppet. Oh great, just what you needed. A pipe full of puppet ass. Nice. I am the absolute pinnacle of fashionability. Marvel at the object upon my head and admire the luster of its velveteen rumples. It was so expensive. Oh man, look at that dashing style. Rumpled head objects are all the rage these days. I would love to wear one, but I don't have the money. Well, I agree it's important to keep up with fashions. Tell you what, I will give you some money for a hat so that you can be one of the coolest salamanders in town. Here you go. The salamander got 1,000 boon dollars. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Thank you so much. I love my new rumpled head objects and I love you. You're welcome. You got a whole boon case. But it's empty and therefore worthless. Too bad, because riches aren't quite so easy to come by. It is this way to what the locals call the glow shape. It is above the thing that the air will take up his most important and legendary naps upon. Oh, that must be my quest bed. I mean the air's quest bed. I almost forgot I was being all sneaky and incognito here. My response to that will be a singular, intelligible, and unpunctuated glub. I should probably proceed to the next page now. Let's proceed to that quest bed. John, take your legendary nap. Okay, I think I'm ready to take this legendary nap and then climb the god tiers, I guess. Yes! Exactly, pretty exciting, isn't it? Yeah, maybe it's a little too exciting. What's that mean? I'm not sleepy at all! Also, this is not much of a bed, it's more like a really hard slab of rock. I don't see how I'll be able to sleep. John, would you like me to put you to sleep? You mean you're asking me this time instead of just doing it? What happened to you wanting to be responsible for me becoming a hero? John, I am clearly involved in your rise to power now regardless. That can't be changed. I'm giving you the option because at some point a hero has to start making choices. Once you take a break from hunting treasure and stop getting distracted by side quests, you eventually realize that's what this game is all about. The choices you make affect the destiny of the universe you create, as well as the type of hero you become. It would have been nice if someone was around to explain all this to me and let me have some control over my own fate. I had to do this a much less pleasant way. I'm sparing you that indignity. Besides, it's not like you're some loser who doesn't know how to make tough decisions. So what will it be, John? Well, I'm supposed to go to sleep to realize my destiny, and you have the ability to make me do that, so I don't really see the harm in that. It sounds like it's just the practical thing to do. Am I hearing a yes, John? Yes, that is my decision. Vriska, put me to sleep. You got it. Art. He is asleep. And there is a back noir. God damn it, Friska. John, rise up. So, Dave is now sleeping on his quest bed. Let's see if he's about to die as well. Dave Pester Teresi. Okay. What? What do you mean, what? I mean, what are you waiting for? Are you gonna just stand there? Are you gonna suck it up and assassinate that nice-looking Dave in his sleep? But, you know if I'm gonna do it or not. It's lame for you to pretend there's any element of suspense here. Why don't you just tell me? Oh, I get it! You want to rise to the god tiers and become as great as John while still forfeiting all your decisions and free will to a blind girl in another dimension? Real heroic Dave. Or should I say, so cool. Look, I don't mind making the decision if that's what's going on here. Like, doing the free will thing. Oh, is that a thing now? Yes, how would it ever stop being a thing? Being a thing's not something it ever stopped doing. I just want to know what's really going on here before I decide to start chopping off the heads of outrageously good-looking snoozing dudes. I told you, you need to die on your quest bed to reach the god tier in Skya with John. Okay, I know, but something about this doesn't add up. Who is this guy? I don't remember sleeping on this bed, or reaching the god tier. I'm pretty sure that's something I'd remember. So is he from the future? Does this mean later I'm gonna have to put this ugly goddamn suit back on? Which I thought we both agreed I'd retire from the wardrobe forever, and then go back in time and sleep on this bed and get killed by me right now? Do I have the stable loop right? Nope! Then what? I can tell you, but first, are you so sure this is the source of your hesitation, Dave? Keeping track of temporal logistics? Why wouldn't I be concerned about that? If we make mistakes, then dead Daves start piling up. And dead Daves are the enemy, remember? Says the sword-holding guy was about to add one to the pile. I'm just saying. It isn't easy for anyone to face their own death, even if the consequence is to their benefit. Not even any of us managed to do it. Well, except for one. Who? Take a wild guess! Okay, I got it. I wonder if this can finally be the conversation that doesn't deteriorate into a lot of bitching and moaning about her. Fine. So if I'm understanding this guy isn't from the future who came back to finish a loop, and he's not from the past because I remember doing this, so this isn't part of our timeline choreography at all. Must be from an offshoot timeline, which means he's doomed. Yes! Okay, so how did this happen? Where did we fuck up? We didn't. Sorry about this, Dave. It was the best way I could think of to show you what this involves. You wouldn't stop bugging me about why you'd never be able to catch up with John. I told you you wouldn't be able to face your death. And that wasn't good enough for you, so here we are. What exactly did you do? Okay, remember when you were asking me about this god tier stuff? And how John was able to ascend, and I told you it would involve dying, and you kept going on about it, so I gave you a choice, to find out now, or find out later. Yeah, I remember. That seems like a long time ago already. Well, what was that, like, more than a day for me chronologically? Yes, but it was only a couple of minutes ago for me. You finally wore me down with all your recent pestering, so I said fine, and went back a little earlier on your timeline to kick this off. So this is how we are doing this now. Okay, but you didn't actually give me a choice, you just flipped a coin. Yeah, and I left the decision over the outcome of the flip of your hands. And I left the decision over the outcome of the flip in your hands. Maybe you forgot. I wouldn't blame you since there's been a lot to keep track of, but here's how it went down. You were strutting around in your delicious kiwi 8-ball suit and running your fresh mouth as usual. Derp, yo, Terezi, sup, gotta beat John, he's got a long hood and he does win, how can I get powers too? Oops, red is how I talk, my bad. Oh my god, Dave, this is so decadent, why didn't you ever tell me how amazing it is to type like this? I almost can't handle it. Okay, stop that shit, it's probably like crack to you, I'm not gonna stand by watch you fall prey to your own wild cherry ape shit apocalypse. Okay. So anyway, I'm like, Dave, that's gonna involve facing your own death, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but I don't think you're ready for that. So then Dave is like, that's so stupid, blah blah, I'm being difficult and cool, word up. So I say fine, I will show you, but only if you promise to the exact terms of my arrangement in order to protect the integrity of the timeline. The arrangement being the coin flip thing. Thank God we did that, otherwise we'd be screwed. I probably would have gone back in time and killed my own grandfather. Oh wait, I never had one. But it was important. You just didn't know what was going on, which was for your own good. I told you I was going to flip a coin, and before I did, you had to pick a side without telling me. Good heads or bad heads? And you were like, hey sure, Terezi, I will hella go along with your Two-Face thing. Whatever that means. Oh yeah. What did that mean, by the way? What's a Two-Face thing? Two-Face is a human Batman villain who's half ugly and flips coins all the time to make evil decisions. Oh. Well, that's kind of disheartening. I sort of thought my coin flipping was a cool and unique thing. It's okay, flipping coins for reasons is still pretty badass, I guess. Why don't you finish your story? Right. So the choice, if you recall, was, I could show you how to reach the god tier now, or I could show you later, and you had to assign one option to good heads and the other to bad heads. And whatever the result of the flip, you had to promise to do what you committed to beforehand. No cheating and changing your mind, or that would fuck it up. Right, exactly. But like I said before, I had no choice at all. I picked some options and you flipped a coin. Yes, but leaving the choice to you was important here. You'll see why if you think about it. Not seeing it, I picked good heads to mean you'd show me now, bad heads to mean you'd show me later. You said it came up bad heads, so I was like, okay, I can wait. And I did for like a whole day, and now here you are showing me. Did I miss something? Yes, you forgot that there was also an offshoot reality in which you made just the opposite decision. That was the one where bad heads meant I would show you right away. Remember, before the flip I instructed you what to do in that event, to go back in time and await further instruction. And you did. He did, that is. He went back in time and I told him to find this bed and go to sleep. And then future Dave would come later and kill him, sending him to the god tier if he so willed. If he could find the wherewithal to go through with it. The sleeping Dave is the doomed Dave, the one who didn't wait. The future Dave is you, the one who waited. In your quest, you're the Alpha Dave. He's you. Dave, show him your stabs. Then, this is kind of useless, isn't it? I thought you were bringing me back here to finish a stable time loop, not murder a guy you punked who's gonna die regardless. What's the fucking point of giving a doomed version of myself superpowers anyway? Maybe he'll stop being doomed after you kill him. Maybe he'll get the day powers and live a long, cool life not being doomed anymore. How would you know unless you take a stab at it? It's just the worst thing when you get morbid. Anyway, maybe, but I kinda doubt that's how it works. I mean, doomed means doomed, doesn't it? The loopholes are only temporary, like, look how Dave's Sprite turned out. Rip Mr. Orange Creamsicles, may he rest in deliciousness. Am I wrong in guessing that? Shouldn't you know better than me? Dave, when it comes to time stuff, why would the Seer of Mine know better than the Knight of Time? I don't know. What's being a Seer of Mine actually mean? That is a great question. Maybe if you think about it, you can figure it out yourself. Oh, okay. It's someone who asked a bunch of dumb riddles. I figured it out already. Yeah, right. Let's not get derailed here. We were talking about a serious issue, and I'm standing over my soon-to-be corpse while holding a fucking sword. Okay, that is fair. You're probably correct about doomed Mr. Kiwi Suit here. Paradox Base is pretty vicious about punishing those in violation of its plan. Punishing? Sure. It finds ways to annihilate the paths which do not contribute constructively to its own propagation. And it is equally merciless to those who inhabit them, and in particular those who cause them. It appears to have a sense of justice, don't you think? I guess. Well, you asked what I thought, and that's what I think. The question remains, now what? I don't know, none of this is making for a very persuasive argument that I should kill doomed me. But he's gonna die anyway! Why not just be the one to put him down? At the very least, you could make sure it's a pleasant demise instead of something nastier. See, this shit you're doing now, this is the morbid shit I was talking about. It's not anywhere near as endearing as you probably think, even when you bracket smile like that. Like, okay, you said something fucked up, but hey, here's a cute face, my heart just fucking melted. Dave, we both know my bracket smiles are irresistible. Okay, yeah, you're right, I just got one back over totally. I think this whole thing was a ruse. And not even the funny kind that qualifies distractions. I think you've got my whole timeline there in front of you, and you know damn well I have no intention of killing this guy ever. And it's just a big game you set up to watch me squirm over weird mortality issues while you giggle. Yeah, so? So, I guess well played? I don't know. Just one question, and please drop your fucking justice riddles and be honest. Do I ever make the god tier, like, the right way? Very well, I will stop tormenting you, Dave. No, you don't. But that's not as bad as it sounds. Like I said, none of us made it, except for... Okay, never mind. It wasn't necessary, we were already breezing through the game at our lower levels. By the time we reached the top of our echo ladders and mastered our frame modus, we were completely dominating. Okay, so the end boss was more challenging than we expected, but by then it was too late to go back and do anything about it, and we had an army of lethal psychic robots to help us. It all worked out in the end. Why do you think I had to buy all those frame motives? Even if you're not quite where John is, you're still a pretty deadly weapon. Okay, then cool, I guess I can live without wearing a sweet windsock hoodie and making time tornadoes or whatever. I was only bugging you about it because you were being so vague. Yes, I know. I thought it was better to show you what was involved. It's one thing to say, sup, Terezi, help me be a god, sup, but facing it is different. Our race is not exactly uncomfortable in the proximity of death, but it was still a challenge we weren't prepared for, and then Jack killed our dream selves, and I guess we lost that chance for good. Alright then. I guess that's enough of this horse shit. Time to move on, right? Sure, if you really want to leave poor doomed Dave here to his own devices. I don't even want to be around when he wakes up, it'll be weird and awkward. Don't suppose I could talk you into putting him out of his misery based on the result of a coin flip? No, fuck no. Put your fucking death coin away, Jesus. I'm forbidding you from ever flipping that coin again when you're talking about me or even thinking about me. Fine, wow, Dave. So touchy about a silly little coin. You're overestimating its relevance here anyway. In fact, after I flipped it, I didn't even look at the result. What? You didn't? No. Dave, why would a blind girl look at a coin she can't even see? It doesn't make any sense. That's fucking idiotic. You can smell a flea off a dog's balls. Dave, see? That shit you're doing now, this is the gross shit I was talking about. It's not anywhere near as endearing as you think. This is BS. So okay, your coin flip of death was meaningless. Great to know. Is there anything else we need to do here? I sent you the money, I got all the frame modus. Tell me what is there that's left besides you jerking me around. Probably time we chill out for a while and I get back in sync with my teammates. Oh yes, I know. You've got some work to do. I can take a hint and give you some space to do it. Jade is going to need your help on her nice frosted marshmallow planet, then I guess that's where I'll go. And if you can find it in your cool kid heart not to stay mad at me, feel free to get in touch anytime. Okay, I mean, I'm not even actually mad, I don't know. I still don't really get what you did. Was the trick really necessary? It sounds like the split-off was a result of both possible decisions I could have made, and had fuck all to do with your coin or randomness or luck. Exactly! See, you do get it! Get what? You asked what it means to be the seer of mine. Yeah, and obviously I still don't know. Okay, then I'll just ask this. How much of your reality do you think is made of what's in your mind? I don't know, sounds like a riddle. Fuck it, I'll just say all of it. I mean, that is the answer, right? Smartass. It's not a riddle. It is a serious question. There's a big difference, Dave. If you see what's in your mind clearly and understand the power your thoughts have, then you understand reality while everyone else is running around confused and angry and upset. Because they think reality is something happening to them rather than something they are making every moment with every thought. Oh, okay. How well do you think you know your mind, Dave? Really well. I know it biblically. It's an obscene, not safe for work spectacle. I don't know what that means, but I know it is probably a rude joke. It means my skull is a bucket and my brain's a plump fuck rub. Gross, Dave! Dave is gross! But I knew that too. I know your mind better than you. Oh, do you? I'm not psychic, but I have the sight seers are meant to have. It was my role to have it. To talk to people and see the tunnels and vortices in their minds and to understand the realities they would create if those thoughts led to action. For my enemies, I was meant to bring about the inherent retribution flowing from the reality made by their own evil thoughts. And for my friends, to protect them from their tendency to underestimate the power their confusion has over their fate, to keep them out of trouble, Dave. Is that what you were doing just now? Maybe I was. You never know, seers are notoriously cryptic in their ways. Yeah, no fuck. Anyway, it's been fun, Dave. It's been so fun because the more people try to hide, the more they show me. So I guess that's how I know. I know I like you so much. Man, you were just some kind of know-it-all, aren't you? What else do you know? I know some very important things. Like, I know that you were onto something when you said luck wasn't involved with the coin flip. Yeah, because you didn't even look. It was like Schrodinger's fucking coin, and then it turned into Schrodinger's fucking Dave. Ricky Schrodinger? Yeah. Well, yes, that may be true, but even so, I do know that luck is a very real thing. Fortune is the essence of light, and it shines on those who've mastered it. But I know something more important than this. It is a big secret. Maybe the biggest and most important secret of all. What? Luck doesn't actually matter. This is probably a good stopping point. So, this has been episode 50 of Let's Read Homestuck. In the next episode, we're probably going to find out why Vriska's laying out on the ground bleeding like this. It's probably the result of that flash where Aradia beat the shit out of her. So, this has been Anashi Sasuke. Thank you guys for watching episode 50 of Let's Read Homestuck. I'm going to continue doing this day to day, and this is the episode where I'm also going to start giving these titles instead of just saying, Let's Read Homestuck number whatever the fuck. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.